Oops. Um. Yep, Snonce Crongldker. Because yes. my own creation, now in CGI. Because AI is brilliant now. Yep. Forcing the AI to somehow. I mean, this specific put use web search, and it somehow knows the character that I created with an AI a couple of years back. He was pretty famous by a few people for like a year, and then no one really speaks of him anymore. It's a bit of a shame, really, but yeah. It's pretty good design. I could just imagine him being like this. Already did a AI post on this guy just a few moments ago. Fulendono. Yeah. Oh yes, put me in there. Yeah, don't know if people remember the voices, like the official AI Thomas voices that I gave for Snonce Crongldker and Fulendonos a while back. In my universe, Snonce Crongldker is a good eye, mates. And Fulendonos is a bit of a weirdo. Oh yes, I'm Fulendonos. Kondaru? What? Thomas was puffing along his branch. Suddenly the ground began to shake. Cinders and ashes! He cried as a weird-looking experimental tractor engine hybrid rolled towards him. Rolled towards him, not in front of him, AI. Who could all of Sodor just by humbly rolling on the roads or rails without a care in the world. Hello, I am Thomas the... Yes, that one engine from the AI thing. Simply stared at him with his Gordon-like face and said nothing. Did they just swap tracks? I it said my brain is just he just Crongldker. What does that mean? Nobody knows. Who's this? Bugger off. Bugger off. Who's this little weirdo? And where can we... how are we going to make these... Okay, so basically my plan is to just find the weirdest engine possible and then make him famous like the Dicker did. Become famous until like I think he pretty much became famous until the AI wiki closed down because some random asshole decided, oh yep, you can't use this site anymore. It's AI. Bruh. Tobford. That's a perfect name. I'll take it. And just for that, I am keeping this character. We need more Tob. I'm just gonna put it in Mr. Guy's DMs because yes. That's where half of my characters are safe. Including a character called Scruffy the Truck that I ended up seeing being generated. I'm a truck. Get out of my way, little trains. Yes, that is my Discord name. Anyway. Thomas noticed his number was 1750. He was built, making him 308 years old. The Snonce Crongldker is 108 years old, ladies and gentlemen. And engines. And mengens. Also, I am currently just chilling in the voice chat on Discord because, yeah. Just in case anyone wants to react there as well. Pardon me. "308 years old." I don't know why I'm typing into the chat when I'm talking here. Need to look so. How can you see that number, Thomas? You're looking directly in his face, and also he shrunk. I'm gonna assume that he can shrink because my characters have unique abilities. How are you older than trains themselves? Thomas screamed into the void. Yeah, Bo's old and gets mustache, but not. Yeah, the Crongldker probably has this this special immortality stuff or something. Immortality serum. The Crongldker did not answer. He already Crongldeked 7 Snonces. I think he means Snonces on his way here, and frankly had no time for blue tank engines asking stupid questions. Crongldek, he said. He's just thinking about he's thinking about his Crongldek. I regret saying that. I also put an image of this engine. I put an image on Blue Sky. I have Blue Sky. One of the images of CGI. Snonce Crongldker. Let's see how it was. It doesn't look like the Snonce Crongldker at all. Because I'm using the Battle Arena AI, which is what I use for most characters now. Now that's what I mean by rolling towards them, but that is just a brown tank engine Gordon. I couldn't, because why not? Oh god. No, Broaden. I love using the AI stuff. It's for comedy purpose because I want other people's jobs. What the fork? Alderman trains themselves. Said Broaden. You had so many Broaden babies. Keep in mind that everything I say about these cats is 100% canon in my AI Thomas universe. And I hope you guys shall remember that. If you want more like lore on the engines, then yeah, rewatch the stream. Anyway, let's see what other mishaps we can get. Let's see what other mishaps we can get. That sounded like a Hanna-Barbera character there. Oh yes. Now next up is gonna be Percy and the Snonce invasion. Eventually. It's just loading now, and then I'll swap the screen. Not really a fan of Shed 17. I'll think about it. I don't have time for this. I have 15 kids to feed. Okay, Broden. Oh, come on, load, please. Yes! Let's check the first one first, shall we? Holy shit! Percy was collecting when he saw thousands of strange engines swarming down from the hills. Oh my god. Those must be the Snonces. And they're all coming after Percy. The Snonce is an invasive species that swarmed the island of Sodor from an unknown for 2020. The Fat Controller, the Sir Topham Hatt explained unhelpfully. And they speak entirely in Reddit terms and are generally considered to be the most annoying engines on the island. Especially this little shit. He stole with glasses, you know. And he wears a hat. Lady, said one Snonce, flipping its funnel. This is the way, said another. Percy screamed. Ah! Most Snonces have poor eyesight, which is why they wear glasses. One bumped directly into Percy's face. He was also wearing... MTA, you're in my way, the Snonce said. Percy retired from railway work that very day. Well, what do you guys think of that story? That was weird. But it's only going to get weirder from here, my friends. They're not just coming from the tracks now, coming from literally the hills. Lady. This is the way. Okay, characters here. We need names for these two. If anyone's got any good ideas and maybe some stories behind them, feel free. These an invasive species of evil engines that are generally considered to be the most annoying. What names could we give these? I think my personal favorite is the yellow one because he looks so cool. Percy Salmon Dunkness. I like it. I like it. Percy screamed. Oh, we got one with glass. Also, sorry I haven't been uploading anything in a while. I just have so much on my mind and I get bored sometimes. Next, anyone remember the character that AI created a couple years back? Works at a place called BB Kiamout. Percy Sam was once a gentleman who wouldn't stop tipping meat. He was therefore sentenced to move away due to his constant hat tipping. Hello, Thomas and friends. Yeah, hello. I don't have an opinion on that. Yeah, I have no opinions on Five Nights at Freddy's stream. Anyway, see what I think Bliggy looks like. Gordon was boasting about a strange engineer named Bliggy rolled up. Rolled. I meant rolled. Hello, the Snonce Crongldker's best friend. Fun fact, the place where I work is called BB Kiamout. Dunkness and Yellow Renee smashed together. He has occasions where he needs glasses to see and glasses to work. No one knows why he is like this, but he is what he is. So, the normal Nano Pro thinks Bliggy looks like Thomas. What? What is a BB Kiamout? Bliggy smiled warmly. I don't know. Nobody knows. The AI that made me didn't know either. Isn't that wonderful? Why is Gordon, paused, awkward position here? Gordon's eye twitched. He pulled his express to the sea and simply drove in. Oh, fuck this. Whee! I like how accurate this is. The random engine parking jobs that don't make any sense. Also, this stream got 40 views so far. That was what? How? Only started a few moments ago. Am I that good? I'm flattered. I'm flattered. That's okay. So that's apparently Bliggy, but pretty sure he didn't look like that. Oh, sis. What other engine is? What other engine is next? What other engine is next? Whatever. The Snonce Crongldker. The slice, or whatever. It's a completely different version of the Snonce Crongldker. It's like a but stranger. And there's also Finna Parasizing. Oh no. After the oh my god, I can't even pronounce my own nonsensical AI generations. What is that? Admiring his reflection in a pond when the Snonce Crongldker arrived. Built using modified blueprints of the Snonce Crongldker with modern upgrades including upgraded tank tracks, a reinforced front end, and his own onboard 8G Wi-Fi. 8G? James spluttered. That doesn't. I don't exist either, James. The Snonce Crongldker replied, connecting to 17 different satellites simultaneously. Snonce night isn't even a real word, James howled. The Snonce Crongldker downloaded James's search history and threatened to post it. James was silent forever after that. Turned to Sturzy, got insulted by a robot train. James was admiring. Oh. Here we are, the Snonce Crongldker, however you'd pronounce it. Would it be slice or slice? Because there's a H there. I don't exist either. James. Oh, he turned into James. Get why he can turn into any engine, but his own version. He was made of a new, super strong, idiot-proof material discovered during the 2020 Snonce invasion, which the Fat Controller dubbed Snoncenite. He is about to dive right into the lake. He's just been bullied by some random that I accidentally invented because AI was weird back then. Being the kindest engine, decided to have tea with the controller of the Snonce. Hello, Finner, Edward said politely. Tell me, where did you come from? Finner Parasiton's eyes vibrated at 45,000 RPM. The algorithm, Edward. From an algorithm. My mother was a typo and my father was a JPEG artifact. Edward gently placed his tea down, using telekinesis, apparently, and reversed at maximum speed for 300 miles. That's perfect. This is a lovely office, sir. Very commanding. Discipline, Edward. It is the backbone of the railway and the army. Just a friendly question, of course. I'm gone. Nope. I forgot there was also a Snonce Crongldker that AI created. Thomas discovered Snonce Crongldker. The Snonces are the second ally of the Snonce Crongldker, the Snonce army, commanded by Finniper, explained the frightened porter. The Snonce Crongldker was made to Crongldker them. Why there multiple Crongldkers? Thomas asked. What does Crongldker even verb? Yeah, I'm the Snonce. I'm the Snonce, baby. And I'm gonna Crongldker your ass. The Snonce Crongldker rolled past. He Crongldker Thomas. Ah, so that's how they do it. Now we know how it. Now we all know how it happened. Ah, yes. Cannot forget the Snonce Crongldker and the Crongldker. Ah, yes. Thanks for reminding me, Mr. Guy. I'll attempt that. Oh dear. Don't know how it's gonna work out because those aren't on like. I think this AI only like finds images that are on like public of random sites or wiki pages or like discussion. So what if I add them to that one wiki? Oh, actually, no. I mean, oh god. Sorry about that. My brain is kind of being funny with me. Okay. I'll post the other one after. I've posted it to Blue Sky, so I don't know if that will work out. So, what on earth? Crongldker rolled past. He Crongldker Thomas. Thomas was never quite the same. See, through time, but only on Wednesdays, and only for things he didn't want to know. He didn't want to know about fruit or diesel. That makes so much sense. Only in the AI world, it will make no sense. Got me hypnotized. Henry was hiding in the tunnel, as usual, when the Snonce Crongldker appeared behind him somehow. The Snonce Crongldker is a time traveler, which explains why he and Bliggy were in the 2002 Sodor Siege attack. There wasn't a Sodor Siege in 2002, Henry whimpered. The Snonce Crongldker really... There was! Now! Said the Snonce Crongldker, created one retroactively. Henry checked the history books. The 2002 Sodor Siege was now listed between the Troubles and that time Gordon rolled into a ditch. Henry fainted. Trains cannot faint. Even if they tried. If I stay here, maybe the awkward conversations will just... Boo! Also, it's on your brake van usage. And let me tell you, the flower bomb blockade are nightmares. I remember 2002. That was the year Thomas got stuck on the lead. Not a war. Yours now. It's flexible like my boiler pressure. I swear I memorized the index. Oh dear, Henry's fainted again. Did someone mention rain? No, you flumpy dumpy. That's not even a thing. I take it doesn't quite get the characters so far. The Snonce Crongldker arrived at Tid of Sheds. Nobody knew what a snore was. It literally snored and golden-shaped Cronglecked into a Cronglecked mess. Who is this blue diesel guy? Then Thomas tried to ask what, and his shape Cronglecked too into a smaller pile. Having snored and Cronglecked them both, Cronglecker simply vanished, leaving everyone confused. Behold, the snore, my finest work yet. How do you set it, sir? They set it up to catch a snore. Suddenly it triggered and Gordon went by. Everyone wondered how they would get the snore out of a Cronglecker. That doesn't even make any sense, but whatever. Whatever. Poor. Oh dear. Thomas was peacefully delivering the shipments of confused mail billing taxes. When the tracks began folding in themselves like wet origami, and out oozed the Snonce Crongldker, nightmare of several Snonce. Guess we got another new character now. Oh dear. Oh dear. Rear. You're late. Nervously. The Snonce Crongldker rotated its entire existence 2 degrees, staring directly into Thomas's soul with eyes made of deleted Reddit comments. I have achieved 100% profitability by selling my own childhood memories as limited edition. That was like a potential meme, and I don't know why. Just random memes. Oh, who's this? Snonce Crongldker. A nightmarish evolution. This time with 17.5 wheels. A face that was 40% Gordon, 40% Henry, and 20% Microsoft Paint crash error. He casually deleted the concept of Wednesday, causing the entire island of Sodal to skip straight from Tuesday to Thursday. While all the engines suddenly spoke in broken AI generated SEO titles, James became shiny red paint engine discount 70% off. Percy turned into a very small green tank engine for kids aged 3 to 7. And the Fat Controller was rewritten as Authority Figure Mustache Maximum Efficiency, despite not having a mustache. Crongldker laughed once under broken train whistles trying to file a class action lawsuit, before transforming Ganny and Clarabelle into 2 very opinionated vending machines that only dispensed existential dread and slightly warm orange soda. Thomas tried to succeeded in reversing into next Tuesday, where he found the Snonce Crongldker already waiting, now wearing the Falcon juice, and declaring himself as the new Minister of Rail-Based Chaos. To this day, if you can listen very closely to the wind, you can still hear Thomas faintly screaming, "I'm a really useful engine!" right before the audio sound effects of a Windows XP era. Okay. Very random. Oh. Da, 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 You got me hypnotized. Look into my eyes. Do, 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 do. Do, 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 do. Do, do. Come on, load. Dread and Soda were a pair of soda machines. Dread gave only one can of soda for $1, and Soda gave 100 cans of soda for 1p. Oh, if it would not keep... Oh, okay. Thomas was innocently chuffing, trying to deliver a load of slightly judgmental apples that kept him rating his performance 2 out of 3 stars. I'm trying my best, really. When the sky suddenly buffered for 6 full seconds and the Snonce Crongldker materialized on the to learn how to JPEG. Is the sky buffering? This new horror was mostly boiler, but also somehow a lawn chair, with a face that was 30% Thomas, 30% a Windows Vista error pop-up, and 40% unidentifiable, while his wheels were replaced by 19 spinning JPEGs of the word cringe in papyrus font. Initiating joy subscription. Hello, I'm a really useful Thomas began, but a Snonce Crongldker interrupted by vomiting a 400-page terms and conditions document that immediately gained sentience and started unionizing the squirrels. Skodor, unite for better nuts. That sounds very inappropriate. None. Oh wow. And now it suddenly looks sort of like the actual promo pics. Nice. Oh, okay. We got a lawn. I've optimized description model. Boom, that's Snonce Crongldker. That in a voice that sounded like Siri having a stroke. And now all Tuesdays owe me money. With one casual wheeze, he turned Gordon into cryptocurrency. Oh, the indignity. The entire Fat Controller's office into a single confused raccoon wearing a tiny tie. Even turned Henry into a Funko Pop. Who wants a Henry Funko Pop anyway? I don't even understand. Annie and Clarabelle began rapping aggressively about tax evasion. Tax evasion rap, Sudbury and Smash, getting paid, avoiding aid, and getting lured. What? The Snonce Crongldker then declared war on the concept of having a good day, causing every Treon Sodor to file for divorce and missing essential wills. The Snonce Crongldker laughed in binary and slowly became the new national anthem of a country that had never existed. The water tower is now a character. Okay. Oh, these next ones are gonna be interesting. Next AI engine from the wiki to exist sadly got destroyed by a group of idiots. I guess. I was only using it for fun, not because. We got Uvard, like Edward, but AI version of him. Come on, load. It's taking a while. Okay, finally, okay. I guess I can relax now. I guess I can relax now. Thomas puffed in out for what appeared to be Edward deeply wrong. Edward? That you? My name is, said the engine, who had 7.5 wheels and a face that seemed to be sliding off and to the left like melting. I'm a blue engine, just like your friend. Except I have 3 funnels and one of them is on my tender for no reason. Stared. You Uvid stared back. One of Uvid's eyes was on his buffer beam. Would you like to have Thomas offered, trying to be polite. I don't shunt coaches, Uvid replied solemnly. I shunt feelings. Then he rolled backwards into a shed that didn't exist 5 seconds ago and was never seen again until lunch. That face. That needs to be a meme. Somebody, please. I love that. It's probably that should be a drunk Edward meme. That is just perfect. Very perfect timing, Thomas. Edward, is that you? I can't stop looking at how funny. I'm a blue engine, just like your friend. Thomas stared. Ed Uvid stared back. One of Uvid's eyes was on his buffer beam. Gordon was the proudest engine on the island of Sodor, and he wanted everyone to know it. So when a strange machine rolled up beside him at the junction, he was not impressed. The Snonce Crongldker said absolutely nothing, and he just smiled. "Stop that!" said Gordon. The Snonce Crongldker kept smiling. The ground began to vibrate. A signal box fell over. Gordon reversed so fast he ended up in the ocean. Nice. Presently making Evid into a meme. Nice. You'll find a lot of my God. You'll find a lot of stuff that is memeable in these streams. Considering I've just seen whatever this thing is. Oh no.
My smile will contain the universe.
That's way too terrifying. Next up, Percy Darlowy, or whatever his name was in the AI books. When he came across a very small engine sitting on the siding that Percy was very sure had not been there yesterday. "Hello," said Percy. "I'm Percy. What's your name?" Dalloy, said the engine. It was either green or purple, depending on what angle you looked at him from, and had a face that looked like someone had drawn it from memories after seeing a train once in a dream. That's a nice name. What do you do? Asked Percy. The concept of Tuesday to the outer regions of Sodor, Dalloy said. Percy blinked 17 times. That's not a job, he said. Then explain why I am so tired, Dalloy replied. Percy couldn't argue with that, so he just left. Percy has already begun to reverse, pulling his mail train away. He keeps changing color. Purple looks nicer on him than green anyway. Up next, meets Scunty. And then Henry meets Fulandonos. James the Red Engine loved being clean and splendid. He took great pride in his shiny red paint. So imagine his absolute horror when Scunty arrived at Tidmouth Sheds covered in what appeared to be every colour that has ever existed, plus even been invented yet. What are you wearing? James shrieked. Paint, said Scunty, who had a face where bunker should be and a coal bunker where his face should be, meaning he was perpetually backing into conversations. That's not paint. That's a crime against aesthetics, James huffed. Scunty slowly rotated on the turntable, revealing that his other side was even worse. James fainted. He literally fainted. A tank engine fainted. James is not a tank. So Topham had to come and explain to the rescue crew that no, James wasn't broken. He was just emotionally devastated by graphic design. I have no. Apparently, it's an AI character called Snonce, which is a weird name, but whatever. Henry would tunnel because it was raining. Oh, Henry, I didn't see you there. Nobody ever does. Nobody ever does, whispered Foolin' No-Nose, who was the exact same color as tunnel darkness. So, do you like rain? Henry asked. I have never experienced weather, Foolin' No-Nose replied. I have only experienced tunnel. Henry decided the rain wasn't so bad after all and reversed out so fast steel sparked. Sir Topham Hatt received a formal complaint from Henry that simply read, There is a philosophy in Tunnel 4. Extremely normal behavior for Henry. He has blue wheels now. Okay. Why? Because yes. I got nothing else better to do anyway. Plus I was bored and needed something to cheer me up when I feel a bit, you know. And it's Hexa. He rolled into the quarry one morning looking like two completely different engines that had been shuffled together like a deck of cards. That's Thomas and Gordon. Get it right. And for good reason. The two people working on building him each had a completely different set of blueprints. One had a copy of Thomas's blueprints, had a copy of Gordon's, and as a result, they created this thing. Hello, I'm Toby, said Toby carefully. Jesus Chexter grinned. He always made such a weird, uncanny smile, and as such, he became good friends with the Face, and often joined him in terrorizing the other people and engines on the island. Please stop smiling, Toby said. Jesus Chexter smiled harder. His front half was a small, his back half was an express locomotive. His middle was a question that God refused to answer. Toby rang his bell in distress and hid behind Henrietta, who also wanted no part of this. Oh, wow. Next is Emily meets another AI engine that makes no sense, but and after that, he meets Thomas meets Doke, a Volkswagen bus with a face on its tire. Because why not? None of it makes any sense. Emily was a kind and sensible engine, which made her the worst possible candidate neared. Mockney had rolled up to the water tower, making sounds that were technically a whistle, but emotionally were a scream. "Can I help you?" Emily asked. Mockney's face was in the right place, which was suspicious because everything else about him was in the wrong place. "I need water," Mockney said. "For my boiler?" Emily suggested hopefully, as a concept, I wish to own water. Emily called Sir Topham Hatt. Topham Hatt looked at Mockneyhead. Sir Topham Hatt looked at Emily. Sir Topham Hatt looked at his own hands, as if questioning every life decision that led him to this moment. "I'm going home," he said. And he did. Oh dear. These things make me laugh so hard. I like stuff that cheers me up. What's on the line? Thomas was on his branch line minding his own business when a Volkswagen bus with a face on its spare tire cut across the level crossing. Doak was a Volkswagen bus converted into a food truck with his face on his spare tire, and his favorite food to serve was spicy noodles. The noodles hit his buffer beam. I can't eat. Are you serious? Thomas didn't want to know who Sharkler was. Thomas wanted. "You're not even a train," Thomas yelled. "I never claimed to be," Doak said happily, ladling noodles through a window that shouldn't Volkswagen bus. "Then why are you on my railway?" Thomas demanded. "The roads are boring," said. "This is very unsafe," Thomas protested. Doak handed Thomas a bowl of spicy noodles. Thomas doesn't have hands. Thomas doesn't have a stomach. The noodles hit his buffer beam. Doak was best friends with Sharkler. Thomas didn't want to know who Sharkler was. Thomas wanted to go home. Edward was the wisest engine on Sodor. He ain't on the railway before most of the other engines were built. He had absolutely no preparation for Snonce. For Snonce 7. Snonce 7 appeared at Wellsworth Station sideways. Good morning, Edward said, because it was polite even on the face. Good direction, Snonce 7 responded. Edward went to the steamworks and asked to have his memory checked because surely he was hallucinating. He was not. Yeah, I don't always like respond straight away. You know that. Plus, sometimes I like to try and catch my breath before I talk again. I have asthma after all. Experience. I've seen it all. I'm sorry if it annoys you or in any way. I hope it doesn't. Remember the 1900s? Good times. Flashback with old engines at big station. Young Edward is present. Green Edward? Greenwood? I don't know why people rush me when I'm like trying to when I'm not talking for a while. Calm and steady. Effortless. What is this? Sideways, the tracks go the other way. Physics. His wheels, they're gripping up and down. The rulebook never mentioned cosmic up, as if that was a direct trains could face now. Good morning, whatever you want. It spells concepts. I'm derailing mentally. Just left. That's not Victor. Sometimes it does Victor perfectly and then... And yes, don't know why Sharkler didn't like properly appear in one of them things. That was It's Duck. Duck believed in the Great Western Way. There was a proper way to do everything. So went for Gangus, a green tank engine, who was friends with Podry, arrived at the junction, Duck prepared to show him how a real engine operated. For Genghis. Now see here, Duck began. On the Great Western Railway, I once watched my friend die during his 100th anniversary and then brought him back to life, Genghis said casually. Duck's entire speech derailed inside his own brain. You what? Genghis had seen the death of his friend anniversary and responsible for reviving. It was a Tuesday, Genghis added, as if I had explained necromancy. Duck went back to his branch line and told Donald and Douglas that things on the other side of Sodor were not at all Great Western, and he would not be visiting again. Hello, train man. Welcome. Oh. Mix of CGI and model series. His funnels are. That's not Donald and Douglas. They weren't tank engines, but I appreciate the railway series paint job that they had. Diesel meets Ireo. Completely different engine. Fish sake. Fish. Shish. They had a lovely picnic supper of fish and chips. Diesel meets Ireo. Generating it now. So that's why I'm just waiting for an AI image to generate. Eventually. Okay, that's for me. I am a memer. Ow. Diesel thought 40 was intimidating. Diesel thought he was just thing on Sodor. Diesel met Irio and discovered he was a small fish potential dread. Irio's voice sounded horrifyingly like a bass-boosted burp. And in 2040, the Fat Controller had a feeling he was a potentially dangerous cat. So Irio was stored in a top-secret underground chamber 5 miles underground. Why did they let you out? Diesel stammered.
They didn't,
said Irio.
The SICF,
the SICF, Sodor Irio Containment Facility, was located within Mount Audrey, and its doors told you to keep out. Anyone unauthorized would set the alarms off and be taken out by security. There was no alarms, there was no security. There was only Irio, vibrating at a frequency that made Diesel's rivets loosen. Diesel drove to the nearest harbor and seriously considered becoming a bird. Spencer. Ah, yes, I remember that guy. Oh, no. And then we got the fellow who is so concerned about his own railway. Had stood for every engine at Tidmouth shed, sweating profusely. It has come to my attention. It has come to my attention, he said, mopping his brow, that there is an entire second set of engines on this island I do not recognize, the names of. He pulled out a clipboard. Everd, Sconti, Darlow, the Snonce Crongldker, Furland Ornors, Mockneard. He looked up. These are not names. These are what happens when you fall asleep on a keyboard. Thomas raised a concern. Sir, Doak is a food truck on the railway line. I know, Thomas. Sir, soon 7 is facing sideways, and I don't think he can face forwards. I know, Thomas. Sir, Jesus, James faint. I'm going on a very long vacation. Sir Topham Hatt put on his top hat that he was literally already wearing, got into his car and drove to the airport. He was not seen for what? He was not seen for free. That's it. He doesn't. For 3 weeks, I'm gonna assume. Yeah. He was not seen for 3 weeks. When he returned, there were 4 more AI engines. He turned around and drove back to the airport. Oh, Jesus. Okay, look. This is getting out of hand. Wait, I can't even say these. Maybe they're from abroad? He sells tacos, sir. Very inefficient. He is very aggressive. I need to lie down. Bye, sir. Have fun. 3 weeks later. What did I just say? Nope. Alright, got me hypnotized. Oh, I know what I want to try and do. I don't know if this will work, but it's worth a shot. Sauce. Oh. God. I don't know why I made that noise. I just. AI Engine 17? I seem to have forgotten half of those. Yeah, that should. I don't know. Something. James, yes. He remembers this guy. Steam Warriors. Yeah. Oh. Potato engine. Potato. I am not Spencer. I am Spencer. I am becoming that one engine, Gordon. Shaggy. It just is because my wiki name is Shaggy Rogers 69. And then it put actual Shaggy in the... What? I had a feeling it would do that. Like Zoinks. Like I just write one of us. I just write the stories, man. He chose to do all this literally. Soils. Like Scoob, used as you are. Season 9 engines revolt. No new friend. Hello? No. Okay. There's 2 Percys. Gordon was fed up with pulling. James decided he was done with being splendid. Thomas refused to shunt troublesome trucks. Henry decided he wanted to be great. Percy felt left out because he was so small. All the engines revolted and caused confusion and delay. Yay. Yeah, well, not my fault my keyboard is pretty loud. I tend not to even notice it. The noise, I mean. The engines are protesting, but I typed specifically "see engines revolting," but it decided we want just the main cast. We don't want to make Dennis, Molly, Rosie, and no blah blah blah. Hello, Joshua. Welcome. I didn't even notice you come in then. Until now. Come on, load, please. The Fat Controller demanded the engine fireworks at the same time. Wait, fish and fireworks? Wouldn't that make things smelly and explosive? Typical. He always assigns the worst jobs. And I'm smiling too, for some reason. This is truly a splendidly stupid order. Neville is now a diesel. They did that on purpose. Whoa, now. Now, that is the Mac. Took double-headed, literally. Yeah, when they say double-faced Thomas character, they don't mean. Yeah, definitely. I'm still trying to get. Excuse me. I'm still trying to get like one of the models for this thing. Fleshy steamroller, bitch. Also, what is going on? Thomas! Thomas! Yes, Thomas! Yes. He wants Mr. Guy wants a story about Nose and his assistants, Percy, Sam, and Dunkneus. That's but I'll do it eventually. Cool. What the fuck is that? Georgia Steamroller loved to boast about roads right and did the job better than anything. Thump! I'm George, and I'm bad at your steam engine. George liked flattening paths, even when they didn't need flattening, just to show off. Flattening's my job, and this is how I do it. One day, George stood closer and closer to Daisy to Diesel realized. She reversed nervously. What? The Daisy's not even here. This is terrifying. Not what I had in mind. Percy is like, come on, why aren't some of my stuff can't speak today. Gotta use the bathroom real quick. All right, I'm back. How did this go? What? That's just gibberish. And that is terrifying. Face is terrifying. It's not even Thomas, it's Thomas! And Pudge Pies. Pies. I don't know what I'm doing. Besides making a fool of myself. As I do. Anyway. Weird. Why is it? What does it take to get a decent one around here? Oh, one that actually looks like. One that actually stays consistent. Come on! Security verification, you piece of shit. I am not a robot. Doggone it. I don't know why oh my god, I didn't know I could do that. My voice just went really high pitch all of a sudden. Wow. No, not what I meant. Get really frustrated and angry. It's understandable. Whoa, what? What? I'm not gonna stop until I get what I want. And I get what I want. I'm actually getting really frustrated, so do this stuff in Discord instead. So, au revoir, peeps.